the side characters in the anime. Now, Oodie, I know Miso clearly doesn't like him. I haven't really gotten your opinion on this, Oodie, as far as what you think about the side characters. So people like Wasabi, Namida, do you care about them? Do you not care? If so, for either answer, why? What do you think about the anime's approach to them? Like, just do you have any thoughts at all? Like,
Kamui, I'm really curious, but I'm confident that you know my answer. So I want you to try guessing it. Not only my answer, but my reason why. I'm sure you can get this. I'm sure you can.
I mean, do you think it's the same as mine, or rather? Okay, well, they're just different aspects. I feel like I could say
I
they
feel
might
like
both be accurate.
mine's not the same as yours, but yours will be included in mine because mine's simple and obvious. It's a thing that I would say.
Well, I think there's okay. Well, I'll start with the starter one. Like me, you'll take anything and everything because it's better than nothing. So you'll just take it. It's extra content. Of course, you're gonna take it to some extent. The fact that it has Naruto and Boruto in the title, you like it to some extent based on that aspect of things. I'm sure there's an element of truth there. What I was gonna say though is the anime doesn't actually give you a reason to care. Like this is the big thing. I don't remember everything I said on the other stream, but like using Namida the Cry Girl, for example, the anime just gives a random arc to a character. Not even really a full arc. They just randomly throw in something to try to make you care, but there's no actual reason to care about Namida because the theme, whatever they do with her, has absolutely nothing to do with not only the overall plot of the story, but the overall story. Like it just really is completely irrelevant to the story of Boruto. And then she just disappears for a while. And not only that, she's also annoying. But I wish I could remember what I said. I said something really good on that stream.
Okay.
But
well, you
that's
kind of
so anyway,
nailed
case,
the nail on the what is it? Hammer on you nailed it. Okay, you nailed it. So
yeah.
The way I was gonna say
I
it
said
is
it much better on that other stream.
yeah.
That's
So I don't care about the characters from a writing perspective, but it's Boruto. Therefore, they are divine 10 out of 10. I couldn't care more. Like, hypothetically, Kamui, you throw Namida in Demon Slayer, she might be more annoying than Zenitsu, okay? She might be my least favorite character of all time. But because she's in the Boruto franchise, she's like a divine 10 out of 10. Like, I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah.
It's been blessed by gold.
I feel like
yeah. Because Boruto is Naruto, so...
Yeah, I mean, there is some truth to that. Like, I'm always invested because of that, but like, I have no actual reason to care about these side characters because they truly do mean nothing. Not only does the story not give you, in my opinion, genuine reason to care, the way that the manga of Naruto, the anime of Naruto, gives you genuine reason to care about Choji. I don't think the Boruto anime really does that for Chocho. But more important than that, it literally is so far removed from the plot and the story of Boruto to the extent that it's like I know it's anime canon, but it really is. It's more than filler because it doesn't even supplement anything. Like the Naruto filler at the end of part one, a lot of it actually supplements it. It's relevant. Naruto's looking for Sasuke, and then he ends up into Orochimaru's lair and does whatever random thing then. It actually is somewhat intertwined with things, but these things are just so right. Like it is so removed. Namida's crying nonsense has nothing to do with literally the air around Boruto. It has nothing. It's just so far removed.
That said,
oh my god.
Regardless of writing, I do think they do write a little bit of goodness in there. Like, even if they don't give a reason to care, at least the characters are developed to some extent. I think regardless of good, some of the characters are really freaking cool. Like, I'm not going to be sitting here defending Chocho, but like...
Okay.
Or Namida, obviously. But freaking cat girl, she's just cool. Okay, she's like out here fighting Anko. She's doing the cat Susana. Bro, she's nimble. She's a
The
cat.
cat Susanoo's crazy.
She's cool.
The cat Susanoo's nuts.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't like her
regardless of the Susanoo, I love her freaking moveset. The way she moves around the battle, it reminds me of Drunk Lee almost. Like she's just agile.
No,
she's dexterous. It's
okay.
cool.
Okay, when it comes to Wasabi, yes, I like her moveset. I don't like anything other than moveset. However, my thing is, it's just to keep a copycat, except they say it's cat instead of dog. It's literally identical.
She's
to what Kiba
spunky.
does,
She's got personality. She's spunky.
I don't like her personality though.
She's like a nice Tayuya. She's that's exactly what she is. She's the embodiment of a nice Tayuya. That is exactly who Namida is. Wasabi.
She's
So.
not. She's
That's
an
crazy.
embodiment of a more annoying Kiba.
Jesus. What about
Kiba's
Huki,
not
or the
annoying.
guy,
He was
the memory guy?
Who?
We rock with
Hoki's
him.
cool.
The
Hoki?
memory guy from the tuning exams. Yeah.
Yeah, Hoki's cool.
Photographic memory kid.
Yeah.
I like
that guy.
I like his
I like his
abilities.
fight.
I like his
And his ability,
personality. I like Hoki. I don't have a reason to care about him. He's just pretty cool.
The
Dude,
fact that
he's
he
sick.
can
He's like
exhaust like
Kakashi.
90% of his chakra into a single technique, and that technique is just tremendously strong is wild. Like if Hoki did that
Yeah,
against
exactly.
anyone
You
from
know, like,
Naruto's tuning exam,
I'm
he just
interested
immediately
in
wins.
him.
Hoki could have one-shot Gaara.
in the manga. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, he's the best. He's by far like my favorite anime character or side character in Boruto.
And like,
I would say Hoki and Tsubaki probably.
and sure,
Why does everyone like the samurai girl?
I like her
Samurai Girl's
strength.
cool, yeah. I like her strength as
That's
well. Conviction.
She's cool.
I don't like her as a
Strong.
character though. She's
I
annoying
want to see how
as
strong she
personality
truly
wise.
is. That's it.
Okay.
You see, that's okay. Tsubaki is how you guys are seeing freaking Wasabi. Okay, Wasabi is cool. You're just seeing her like Tsubaki, just another annoying character.
Oh, she's
No, I
alright,
didn't say
I
she was.
guess.
I didn't say she was cool. I just said I like her strength and I want to see how strong she is. That is literally it.
She's a samurai. She's
Nah, you guys, you guys are freaking ignoring Wasabi. You got to go back and watch Wasabi outside
she's
of
got a
combat.
Katsu
Outside
snow.
of
Bro, I
combat.
don't want. I don't
Wasabi's
want to
cool.
Wasabi versus.
Like I said,
Iwate
outside of
ever again.
combat. You got to look at Wasabi outside of combat. That's her character. She's got a
And
good
I don't
personality.
Like, I watched the filler arcs, Oodie. I don't like.
Yeah, you
Wasabi.
watched them 6
I
years
like
ago. That's why I'm saying rewatch them. Because you're only thinking about the arc. You're not thinking about the
Don't
character.
subject yourself to that.
I don't want
Don't-
to.
Not thinking about the
don't do
character.
Wasabi.
No, okay, and say
don't
whatever
like
you
her
want
personality.
about giving the Shippuden treatment to a lot of characters who are just thrown in there that don't need to be there, like freaking Neji and Shippuden or Rock Lee and Shippuden. They're just there. They don't need to be there. Okay,
Oh.
they do that a lot with Denki and Chocho and all these other characters, freaking Namida. They'll just throw them in arcs, like the freaking pirate arc that just half the cast is there for no reason. But like some of the arcs are just good. Like again, Hoki and the tuning exams, that's cool. Sumire in the first arc, the whole arc is about her. She's awesome in that arc. She's contesting against freaking Mitsuki. She's the new way thing. Danzo Kaguya, and just her whole story there, her personality in those last like 3 episodes of that arc, freaking awesome. I love it. And even
Well, I
okay,
mean, Sumire is. I mean, she is in the manga eventually, but like, yeah, I think she had the best anime only arc around at the time anime only character. Like Sumari's arc, you know, there's actually a reason to be invested in the plot and the story. They
yeah.
did Sumire right, and yeah, eventually made it into the manga, but they don't do what they do with Sumire with most of the cast.
But again, Denki can be annoying in most episodes. In episode like freaking 1
I don't mind it.
and a couple other episodes, Denki's awesome in episode 1. I love his like he makes episode 1. But even then, like those first like 37 episodes are all about the Academy cast, graduating the Academy. That's its whole story. And I think it does that well. It builds that cast, that class of students very well. Their dynamic, their relationship with each other. Again, this was the time period where they're introducing the Sarada Boruto rivalry dynamic that I wanted. Okay, they're not just doing that. They're doing freaking Boruto versus not Isobu, because that's the Three Tails. Who's the Iso kid? The kid that's been there for 3 years? Ironically. Iwabe, yeah. They're doing Iwabe right. They're doing him cool. They're doing all these Academy kids
honestly,
good.
Pretty much all of them were done right in the initial stages when they were introducing them.
Yeah,
I
for it's
think
like
they did
3 arcs.
Pretty much all of them pretty good. The problem came with some of the later arcs.
Exactly,
Now, granted,
bro.
For example, some of the later
That's what I'm
stuff was
saying.
good. I thought Chocho versus Sarada and the new tuning exams was
And
good.
that's what I'm
Chocho was
talking
good in
about.
except
The
Kinojin,
problem is they're just
Denki
throwing them in
Denki
there.
was really good in that arc, but that's like 4 of them, and it was 1 arc. There's a lot of in-betweens where it's just...
That's exactly what I'm talking about. They're giving them these Shippuden side characters treatment. They're putting them into places where they don't belong, and that ruins them in the eyes of most people. Not because it's actually ruining them, but because it's bringing down their average, and people just focus on the negative because it's a lot more memorable than the positive. You're not going to remember Wasabi's cool moments. You're just going to remember the times when she's standing around in the background and when she shouldn't be there at all.
Yeah, but I do think there's another element too. When Rock Lee's just there for no reason at all in some arcs, they're not trying to develop Rock Lee with a random character arc that's completely removed in every regard to both the plot and the story of Naruto, and making it quote-unquote canon while they're at it. They're not doing that. So the random Nabida arc, that's something they never did with, Rock Lee, Neji, and so on. Which, and on top of the most superficial aspect, I think most people just like Rock Lee, Neji, these characters more. They just do. Like, they're more likable, in my opinion.
Okay, well,
there is that factor as well. But excluding that,
I feel like they're more relatable, not more likable.
Are with the nonsense. They just put them in the Rock Lee's just in the Itachi Pursuit arc, not the or the Kage
audience type
5 Kage sub arc. He's just there, not to do anything of importance, but he's just there. And while it's not necessarily the best thing, at least in my opinion, they're not trying to do something far removed from Naruto. He's just there, not good, but it's not the worst. I do think the random development arcs that don't belong in the Boruto story, I don't really like that, because it's like they're trying to make me care in the worst possible way.
And I think I know exactly why. It's the difference between a plot-driven story versus a character-driven story. Those first 37 episodes of Boruto are almost purely character-driven. Sure, they can have a plot that's long-term, that's continuing on and expanding every single episode. That Nue stuff, the mystery of the Jogan and all that was still going on every episode. But every episode isn't about that. The focus is on the characters. Episode 3 is focused on Metal Lee. And he's the guy this episode that's been taken over by the mysterious dark force that Boruto sees. But the focus is on him as a character.
In those cases, it does intertwine with the overall story, because Boruto, he's in the academy. This is his academy experience. The Nue thing is, that's the Nue arc. So mentally having it in the arc is fine. It relates to the arc and the overall story. But again, the random episode with Nabida's team that doesn't relate to Boruto, it doesn't relate to the overall story in literally any way whatsoever. That's different
than
mentally developing and
because those aren't about the characters.
Boruto's experience in the academy.
Yeah,
relate in that.
Those are the plot-driven stories to where it's about the mission rather than the characters. The characters are just on the mission, but you're not there for the characters. You're there for the completion of the mission as the audience member. And the reason those don't work especially is because those are one-off episodes. I feel like if you're going to do one-off episodes, you can't have it be plot-driven. If you're going to make it filler, it has to be character-driven. Because the point of those episodes is it should be to build the characters anyways. Because these missions, you're right, the missions are irrelevant and meaningless and have nothing to do with Boruto. That's the problem. It's not the characters, it's how the stories being presented and being plot-driven focus on the missions or whatever the story of the episode is, rather than the characters who are just there for the story, rather than the story who's there for the characters.
Yeah. And it just also, like I said, it just has no relation to the overall. Even then, some of the stuff in those just really do not relate to the overall story of Boruto at all. Not even just the plot, but the actual story. They just really are a different story, entirely.
Yeah. Okay, well, Miso, thoughts?
The culmination of all of that, I think, is... and it's also, like I said, the most superficial one of all. I'm going to use Nagina as my standout example here. Nagina crying is just annoying. It's just unlikable. One person out of a billion likes it. You start with writing a little bit more of a likable character if you really want to do this. Don't give us the most annoying character in the world, a 4-episode random arc that has nothing to do with anything. Nobody's gonna support this.
Okay, but hang on.
10 lovers of Boruto like us.
Okay, since we're bringing that up, Namida is in 20 episodes. She the crying thing is a focus in 2 of the episodes. In the other 18 episodes, she's not good, but she's not bad. Okay, so she's not bringing down the other episodes. She brings down like 2 episodes. The 2 episodes that is focused on her. So yeah, she's only been bad, but she's barely been bad.
She gets worse.
No, but again, she's not bringing down the rest of the story. She's only bringing down it when she's the actual focus or whatever, with the crying nonsense that no one cares about. When she's not crying, when she's not crying, the story's fine if she's in it. The story's still good. She can still be in a good story as long as she's not the focus. So it's not bad to have her.
That's the problem. But then you run into the problem when she shouldn't be in stories, when she's just going to be in the background. So the point is she shouldn't exist.
But the story itself is still fine, regardless if she's there or not. She's just drawn. She just happens to be there. If she's not having a role, if she's not having a purpose, it doesn't matter either way.
But she shouldn't be a character. She can be a drawn body like Soegi, but she shouldn't be a character.
Hey, don't you throw my boy Soegi under the bus like that. Bro sacrificed his future, his dreams, his ambitions, his goals as a ninja and as a human being, okay? He sacrificed his humanity for the perseverance of humanity so that Sarada, the next generation, can live on another day. So they can have a chance of a hope, of an inkling of a hope to fight against these stronger enemies, to grow, to learn from the legacy of Soegi, who left behind his memory and legacy for Sarada to continue on as the next generation and build off the previous one to do what the previous generation could not.
You're either gonna love me or hate me. I think that was Soegi's biggest failure. Soegi died so Sarada could ask Hidari, "Who are you?" when it was painfully obvious. Bro should have let Sarada get turned into a tree. That was his biggest mistake.
I bet Soegi would have known who Hidari was.
Exactly, bro. Soegi was too human, like without But anyway, Miso.
That was a disingenuous thing I've heard in my life.
But back to like Shikanai though, Shikanai though again, Shikanai not only is just more likable, he does relate back to the overall story, so it makes sense to add development to him. The problem is when the characters don't relate back to the overall story in any capacity.
Nah, you're just mad that they're filler. Okay, they relate back to the anime story. They relate back to the anime fillers. They do that. You can't tell me they don't.
Yeah, for the most part, but there is a little bit at the very Shikanai learning leadership quality. Granted, I gotta question his leadership qualities now, but that's another topic for later. But if Shikanai learns leadership qualities in the anime and we witness him being a good leader in the manga, I can respect what the anime did. I'm not going to respect what the manga did in that regard, but I will respect what the anime did there. But if the anime has Shikanai learn how to eat, freaking pineapples, he gets over his allergy or some random nonsense that just what? But no, I'm not
I look at Shinky.
That.
He's practically Shinky is practically anime only. He's in what, one panel of the manga? Shinky is the freaking goated anime only character. Everyone loves him. He's not in the canon at all. Exactly, and he relates back to the story.
Well, Shinky's actually in a manga panel, though.
One panel, exactly. That's the thing.
No, but
that's my point.
Hey, that one panel has more aura than like Denki.
But Shinky doesn't actually relate back to the story. The difference with Shinky, Hoki, and them is we don't care about them for story elements. They just are cool. Something Namida is not. They have that factor. They just have the coolness about them.
Oh, no, they're relevant to the story of the fillers that they're in. They're relevant to the stories of the stories they're in. They're still in stories.
Bro, tell me that doesn't go hard.
Plus, they have continuation and everything, and freaking character growth.
Let me ask you a question.
Did Namida need to learn to cry again? No. The second time she used it, she already had it. We didn't need to see her relearn that lesson. Boruto's had to freaking relearn 20 lessons at this point.
And that's a problem with the end.
Yeah, so Namida's better than Boruto. At least she's not relearning the same lesson over and over.
Story arc is more. At least Boruto's story arc is something I enjoyed. I'd rather rewatch Boruto's story arc than ever watch Namida.
How did we get here?
Because
What
Namida
is-
actually
what's even
grows
going
on
on?
away
her.
from this topic.
Okay. So the next thing. So Miso, this surprised
So,
me.
Miso, what is your favorite anime
I-
only arc?
Okay, well,
My-
okay.
I can't name a single. Okay, the only anime only arc I can name is the Funato arc, and only
What about
because
the
of
Deep arc?
Kagura. Well, I don't know what that is.
W?
I literally don't remember it.
I mean, Kagura was in the
Oh,
Mist
that's
Field Trip
unfortunate.
arc.
That's
I know-
by far the best anime only arc.
Okay, then I like the Misfit. Whatever arc Kagura's in, I like it. I like Kagura.
Okay,
When I got
enough.
what's that game? What's the Naruto game?
connections.
Hold on, not Storm. No, it's not Storm. It's it's like not open world. I don't know. You like fight other people. Oh, let me find it. It's on my Steam.
This is the one Trippy plays.
Naruto.
Is it Blue Tower Defense?
Is it Strikers?
Let me Shinobi Strikers, bro. I got the Kagura face paint on my character.
Okay,
That's how
I
much I
like
like
that.
Kagura.
That's cool. I like that face. Yeah, he's a cool character design. That's another thing. Some of these character designs are really cool.
Dude,
Okay.
Kagura's gas. I like him, but I also liked
Yeah.
Yagura. Like I thought he was pretty cool. You know.
Yeah,
they
so-
shouldn't
bro,
have killed
Yagura is one of my
Kagura,
favorite
bro. That's
characters.
just such a waste.
in Shippuden.
I mean,
I
the
love
dude
him.
could die. I don't care about him dying, but I just think he looks cool.
Yeah, but I want you see, but Kagura is someone I enjoyed in the anime.
Yeah.
And now that he's gone, it's just I've lost it.
Yeah.
That's a void that will never.
There's
be
a hole.
filled.
Yeah, there's a
It's
hole in
lost.
my
There's
heart.
no
for
one to
him.
replace that void.
Yeah, the hole in my heart's
A
bigger
million
than it was in
Navi does.
Kagura's.
Wait.
We gotta clip that.
That's messed up.
That's a good move.
Yeah, no, Kagura was sick. I like him. So whatever arc Kagura's in, sure. Mist Field Trip, Funato arc, whatever. I don't care.
Alright. So
But I feel like using Kagura's like a little bit like we kind of set that as a meme. But to be perfectly honest, though, if you're gonna kill off a character, you do want that death to have an impact that is greater than what was lost. With Kagura, I really don't. I hate to say, I don't think we gained something greater than what we lost. I feel like yeah, we gained 10%, but we lost 100%. You know,
we got the
minus
Boruto cry
90%,
face meme.
you know?
No.
Yo.
Okay, that's kind of
You
goated though.
might be convincing me. Okay,
That's
that
what I'm
might be
saying.
worth it.
I kind of want
That's what I'm
Kagura
saying.
in the manga. I won't lie. Like if
Yeah,
he
I'm okay with
survived and like if he like made an appearance in the manga, I'd be hyped. And I don't like this
Yeah,
next
because
question.
I don't
'cause
care
I
if
know
they
what
even
it is.
explain it.
And
I don't care if they
want
just never explain the fact that he's alive. If he's just in the manga, I'll support it. I've said this about
Yeah.
Urashiki and Deepa. If they just show up, I don't care how.
I don't
I
know
will
who
support
I don't know who Deepa is, but Urashiki, if he
Deepa is
shows
the
up,
GOAT.
Man,
I'm
you know
looking
what?
The best. He's arguably the best villain in the Boruto franchise.
You know what,
Deepa
Miso? Martial magic and
you know.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
Urashiki is
the-
a generational narrator.
By the way, shout out
come
to
on.
everyone above repping the filler characters in Boruto. Boonton is a W. Namida did invent her own jutsu, okay? Putting rep on the entire generation, proving their place in the sphere. Put respect on my girl's name.
Yeah, do you guys like JJK